Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel. Here we are today to react to Inter 2, Spezia nil. Another dominating, another convincing performance. And to join me today, I'm not on my own. I've got one of the Twitter OGs. If you're on Twitter, if you're not on Twitter, you gotta follow this guy, man. Forza Inter Haiti, as you might know him, or as I know him, Dave. Thank you very much for joining me, bro. And how are you feeling after that performance?
What's up, bro? Thanks for having me first and foremost, man. You know, it's always a pleasure every time I get to get on with you. Uncle Sharma, the world famous guy,
Hey,
with
man.
all the videos. And I mean, you don't do my compilations anymore, so I let that alone. But I'm feeling good, man, especially after the performance we just watched. Following the Venezia match, the team are behaving like we want them to behave. Two clean sheets, two convincing performances where we could say that we were not worried. Uh, and I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I'm feeling real good. Like Inzaghi's just with these matches, I'm not worried anymore, bro. Like every time we go into these matches against these minnows, the way that this Inter team plays, it just gives me a lot of confidence. And let me just quickly give you some stats before we get into everything.
Mhm.
63% possession for Inter, 31 shots, 11 on target, um, complete domination, right?
That's crazy. 11 shots on target. That's wild. 31, 21 shots you said, or 31?
31.
31. That is crazy. It's like a training session almost. I mean, that tells you that Spezia, they didn't have any intentions really to really expose themselves and make us and let us score easily. We saw that in the beginning of the game. Let's say the first half per se. It was getting frustrating because it was 11 men, 10 men behind the ball and the goalkeeper, and we were passing it around. We saw that the rhythm was not quite up to par. We're moving it probably a little too slow, and
Mhm.
that's why it was a little frustrating until we finally got that goal, which was a beautiful goal by
Exactly, bro. Who was the man of the match? Let's get into that straight away. Future Hendrix here is saying that he's saying Dimarco. He's also saying like me with Inzaghi, he's never worried about winning against these small teams. But I don't know, man. I'm leaning. I did like Dimarco. Dimarco was definitely up there, but I feel like once again Hakan, man. I know
the
he
way.
didn't play the full 90 minutes, but for me, Hakan today once again could
Yeah,
have had a goal, maybe should have had a goal. But the way that this guy is putting in a shift, like I don't even feel like I'm missing Vidal. I feel like Vidal is out there on the pitch in the form of Hakan, like the way that this guy plays. Uh, for me, I'm going for Hakan man of the match. What are you telling me?
no, the same thing, man. I'm riding with my boy Hakan, man. Like not just for obvious reasons, because we have the agenda. It has to keep going,
Hey
But
man,
the
we
guy
we
have.
we write we're writing on the agenda. There's a
Oh,
lot of things going on the agenda.
Oh, of course, absolutely. But no, the guy is playing out of his mind, man. You see, he knows what he's doing. He's combining well with his teammates. You see triangles, giving goals, 1-2s. He should have had a goal. He had that one
Yeah.
shot that he took centrally. That I guess it just happened to be right at Providel, and he batted it away. And then that one, he had the 1-2. I don't remember if it was with Lautaro. He dribbled
Mhm.
past the defender, and then he had that other shot again. I wanted him. He deserved the goal, man, and that would really crown his performance. It would have been without a doubt he's the man of the match. But because he failed to score, I guess we could think about Demarco. Demarco had a pretty good game as well. But no, when you really think about it, it has to be Hakan. And a third shout to my boy Correa because he's been getting some hate on Twitter. But for me personally, he's really picking up his pace. He was involved in everything dangerous we did, especially in the first half. He hit the crossbar. He was unlucky to score. He had a couple
Mhm.
of shots that were deflected, and every time he ran at defenders, we felt like something could happen. And that's the kind of player he is. So I'm happy he's rounding into form.
Yeah, I completely agree. I don't know. Even today, Korea was getting slander on Twitter. Like, it's. I think like people, you need to understand this is what Korea is like. He's gonna lose the ball lots of times, but he's a risky player. Like he's gonna try the riskier pass. He's gonna try. Let's like compare him. I don't know, like Bruno Fernandez. Let's say like that. He's gonna lose the ball a lot because he's gonna try. You're gonna think, oh, why
Yeah,
didn't you try the easy pass? But that's what he's there for, Korea. If you want to go for the easy pass, we've had many players like that in the past, but he's a risky player, and we saw today there was two chances where he kind of just woke up out of nothing. Like he created chances out of nothing. He hit the crossbar on one of them, and the other one he got
hmm
deflected. So overall, I mean, that's what Correa is. He's gonna be up and down in the match. Like he's never gonna give you 60, 70 minutes of like consistency or anything. He's gonna have
Hmm.
those little flashes, like Napoli that run. He's gonna have these little flashes, like obviously Verona, Udinese, we know. But
Hmm.
that's Tucu Correa, and I wasn't too. I don't think that performance was particularly bad.
No, 100%. The fact that he does lose the ball, you could compare it to Sanchez. It's the same thing. Sanchez loses the
Mhm.
ball a lot. Because he takes a lot of risks. Scared money don't make no money, man. That's what they say. And we have players like, let's say, Zeko and Lautaro, who are more like system strikers who are quite predictable, more or less.
Yeah,
Lautaro less so, but having a guy like Correa who can you can just give him the ball on the wing and then he creates something out of nothing. That's a quality that we're missing with Lukaku, obviously gone, and that keeps defenses honest, And I'm satisfied. That's a guy that if you did your homework when we were linked to him, you knew that's not a guy that was going to score in bunches and stuff like that. But what he's known to do, he's definitely providing it to us. So I'm happy. I'm happy with him.
exactly. And all the chat is giving Hakan the man of the match. Pretty much, is seeing everyone saying Hakan, as Massimo says, didn't put a foot wrong, and then tackle. Yeah, remember that tackle in the first half on Manai, like
Yeah,
bam from.
man. Yeah, showing different aspects of his game. We didn't
Mhm.
see that much in his time at Milan. I guess maybe it wasn't required for him to really get stuck in like that. It's the same thing that we saw with Ericsson, more or less, where
Yeah,
he's really understanding his role, that he has to be physical, he has to get dirty, and he's done it. He's done it without any question. So yeah, I'm happy with him. It's just a matter of I mean, we all know that he's never up to this point had like a consistent season, So um, the wise ones will be looking for the time where the form actually goes back down. But for now, I'm enjoying the ride, man. He's being a flat track bully or whatever. He's beating up the small teams that he's supposed to beat up. I'm fine with that, man. And we'll handle the other games when they come.
yeah, and the small teams include Milan, right?
Absolutely, man. He celebrated on it, dominated that team for like 85 minutes, man. We should have won. We should have
And
won.
let me quickly ask you, what do you think of
Hmm.
the penalty? I know you're quite a big on the whole penalty situation about who should be the penalty taker and all that kind of stuff. I thought Hakan
Hmm.
was the penalty taker. Now today, Lautaro felt
Hmm.
like he wanted to take it, which obviously he scored, so that's all good. But what do you make of that situation? Do you think Hakan should have taken that penalty?
Yeah, absolutely. I even tweeted that as well as we won the penalty because I saw Lautaro's reaction. Like, I
Mhm.
mean, of course, you know how it is. You're playing, you feel like you won the penalty. You have some kind of claim to it, regardless of what the pecking order is. Uh, but I guess they didn't want to. I mean, I would have I prefer to see what I saw today, which is Lautaro taking the penalty and scoring it.
Mhm.
I prefer seeing that than seeing, for example, him and Hakan kind of going at it over the ball and somebody else having to separate them and stuff like that, as we see all the time in football. So that means that there is some kind of harmony, but I prefer us to have a clear pecking order. And the guy that's been so far clear on it and he's taken them without any doubts has been Hakan. And if pitch he was, to me, he should have been the one that took it. Of course, we're not gonna spend too much energy on it because he did score and he scored convincingly. We may if we may add, but yeah, I would prefer that Hakan is the one that takes them and Lautaro's number two if they're both on the pitch.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. I mean, they've said this. They said like when they were asked, they said, I think it was Lautaro. No, I think Hakan said it. They asked him about the penalty, and he's like, "Me is between me, Perisic, and Lautaro. We're the three penalty takers, and we just say whoever feels like it in the moment." Which is, yeah, that doesn't sound ideal to me. As you said, I would rather
Mm,
have like, this is our penalty taker. This is the
yeah.
number two if he's not there, and this is number
Hmm.
three, like it was,
Yeah.
with Lukaku. Lukaku was the number one, then it was Lautaro, and then yeah, we don't even know who number
100%.
three was because we never
And
got that
and
far.
and you go into training like that. You train accordingly and you go into matches already knowing that. So it's something else that you know that you don't have to think about or you don't have to worry about. Okay, how do I feel? Do I feel too much pressure? How much pressure do you feel? Do you want to take it? No, it's not, like I don't like it. Right now we're riding on it because we're scoring, but let's not forget that it's cost us. it's cost us twice already. With the DeMarco
Exactly.
penalty against Atalanta and then the Lautaro penalty against Hakan. I mean against Milan, which is I guess that's more forgivable because that was before we saw that Hakan was our best penalty taker, and we more I've been seeing more of a consensus on the fan base on my timeline that they want Hakan to be the guy, but that
Yeah,
was after the Milan match going forward, so I guess that's forgivable for the Lautaro penalty, and it wasn't a bad penalty when you look back
exactly,
at it. It
bro.
was just a good save by the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes people forget to give the credit to the keeper in the penalty.
Yeah, he
But
gets right.
yeah, but with Lautaro, I feel like it's quite a predictable penalty with him. Like most of the time, he goes the same corner that he went for today. He's quite one dimensional with his penalty. So another reason why I'm not completely sold on him being the penalty taker. But yeah, let's talk about the guy who when the lineups came out, all the predicted lineups had Vidal, maybe
Hmm.
Vecino, maybe Sensi, but no, Thanos Lini, Thanos Gagliardini. We can't beat this guy. And let me pull up a quick stat from you. This is from straight from Opta Stats. Actually, this is not from like into Twitter stats. So Roberto
Okay.
Gagliardini has scored 8 of his 15 Serie A goals against Ligurian sides, which obviously is the region in Italy. So we know he balls out against Genoa, Sampdoria, but Spezia also from that region. And now, so he's made it 8 out of 15. So that meme is actually real. It's not a meme. It's actually the truth about Gagliardini balling out against these mid-table Ligurian sides. But what did you make of Gag in this match?
Hey man, Bobby Gag's my guy. I mean, we were discussing this before the match.
Yeah.
I told you that when I see his name on the score, I mean on the team sheet for those kind of matches, I'm usually
Mhm.
confident because we know what he does, we know what he offers, and no disrespect to those opponents, but they usually don't require much more from our midfield, and we saw that today because hey, who was it at the end of beautiful move and making us look like a Pep Guardiola team? That was Gagliardini, and if it was your first time seeing them, you would have thought like, oh my God, what a guy, what a
Hey, he
midfielder,
brought he
a
brought out
big
the inner
guy that
Thiago
could
Motta.
move
He
and
brought out
finish
the
like
inner
that.
Thiago Motta for that goal.
Exactly, he looked exactly like Thiago Motta. That very very good shot, but yeah, man. He did his thing, and he could have had more goals, because he had a corner that he was unmarked that he messed up on the header. Perisic found him as well. I don't know what he was doing on that one, but he did have some Gagliardini moments. But all in all, that's why we've kept them on the squad. We know that and on moments like this where Barella is gonna need a rest, we have a guy that's reliable, that is still better than the players that we're gonna be facing, which means that it should give us an advantage, which he is, because let's be honest, this guy is not Spezia could not afford him, unfortunately. Like I'll say he's more of a Fiorentina level player if I have to put him in a level of team.
Yeah,
Spezia is still below his level, so
yeah, yeah.
that's respect to him.
Yeah, we like to make fun of the guy, but he's not that bad. Like he's not, regular relegation fodder. He's a decent level Serie A baller.
Exactly.
And everyone's out talking about Dumfries as well. Of course, he was the other big talking point coming into this match.
Hmm.
We know with Darmian's injury, his kind of inconsistent, or you could say unconvincing start at Inter.
Hmm.
All the eyes were on him. Um, what did you make of him? I thought he was, and once again, I always said like I feel like it's a little bit exaggerated his start at Inter. I don't think it's been that bad. Of course, that
Hmm.
Juventus penalty just kind of through
Yeah.
everyone like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this guy's not it. But overall, when you actually think about it, he's not been that bad. You just can see that he needs adaptation time. But I thought he played quite well today. What did you make of Dumfries today?
No, I agree. I thought he did his thing. He played quite well, and of course, you could tell that that's a guy that's on the fringes. He wasn't
Mhm.
taking too many risks. A lot of time, you saw that his first idea was to just check it back. He wasn't trying to take players on too much, which was a little annoying to me because when he did, you saw that you saw his pace. Like for example, towards the end of the game, I don't know, I think it was Zeko that sent that ball, and you saw he stretched his legs and he
Yeah,
caught up to that ball, and then that last cross, it got deflected for a corner. I want to see him try to use that more. But every time he gets the ball on the wing, you see he's already looking towards the middle of the field to see who he could check it back to, if Brozovic is there, or if he could check it back to the center back, which in that case was on that side was D'Ambrosio, I think. Yeah, so I would that's what I would have preferred to see, especially against a smaller side. I wanted to see him try to take on players, and he did have that little cutback move that he tried a couple of times. One of the times it did come off, but he didn't do anything with it. I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. He had that shot as well that it looked good, although it was a central shot. He
Mhm.
had a couple moments. We do see what's there in the player, but I'm not sure if he did enough for Inzaghi to start him versus Roma, for example. I think that we might see D'Ambrosio there,
You
as a
think?
right wing back. Yeah, I think Inzaghi might take the safe way and take and see and start D'Ambrosio. Of course, I would prefer Dumfries because that's a threat. You see it, and you got to respect it. And who's playing on the left for Roma these days?
El
I forget the
Shaarawy
guy's
these
name.
days.
Really? I
He's
mean,
playing
as
as a
a
left
wing
wing
back,
back.
right? Yeah, yeah, as
Yeah.
a wing back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a battle I like. Physical and maybe and Suarez still has the pace, but I prefer Dumfries in that position. But let's see what Inzaghi does. But all in all, yeah, I'm satisfied with what Dumfries did. I didn't check the stats yet or what they rated him as, but I think he did his thing. He did well.
Yeah, let me just pull up the stats quickly. So he got a 6.9 on Sofa Score. 86 pass accuracy, two key passes, two crosses, zero accurate, one shot on target. Oh, yeah, he had a decent shot with his left foot, which was decent
Hmm.
in the first half. Three out of two aerial duels, one out of three ground duels. So yeah, it was decent performance stats wise as well. But yeah, the final ball in a couple of moments was definitely lacking. There was one where
Lacking, yeah, for sure.
Perisic was quite angry with him, where it was like they did like nice 1-2, and then he should have got it back to Perisic, but I think he just blasted it towards the middle.
Yeah,
I
he just
think he just
his
lacks
blind
that.
his blind cutback. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, overall, I think he's done enough to play against Roma. But as you said, I wouldn't be surprised in Zaghi kind of going for the safe option of D'Ambrosio
Hmm.
against Roma. You know what Italian coaches like to do. Revert to kind of the shell and be safe, which you can't blame them. But I think, as we said, like against El Shaarawy, I'll probably take my chances with Dumfries because we know El Shaarawy is gonna cut in most of the time anyway, isn't he?
Absolutely, and of course he's gonna lack from time to time, and he's tracking back. So
Yeah.
that's an advantage that we're definitely gonna use. This guy is not a natural wing back or anything. Even as a winger, he wasn't known as a winger that tracks back. He's doing a job right now because Mourinho does have that effect on players. It makes players want to run through a wall for him.
Yeah.
So he's doing the job right now, but I expect him to lack from time to time, kind of like Perisic when he first started playing in the role where he would just fall asleep on his defensive duties from time to time because he was new to the wingback role. But
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, man, let's what we do line up against Roma is gonna tell me a lot against about Inzaghi. I want to see because what we have right now, he better not mess it up, man. We're playing so well. We're playing vertical football. We're dominating every match, and I don't want him to revert to like a defensive shape where I'm seeing D'Ambrosio there, where we pretty much not a threat on the right side at all, allowing Roma to come up on us and press, because that's what's going to happen. When we don't have pace with Zeko and Lautaro, who are not the quickest guys, Perisic would be our only like threat on a counter with Barella. But let's see, man. Let's see what he does versus Roma. But I want him to aggressive. Roma are not the best right now. I mean, of course, we should respect them because they're fifth, I think, right? 6 points beneath us, which is not too bad.
Mhm.
They're not too bad, but then again, like our goal is to be champions, and we have some ground to make up on. So we have to be aggressive.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got the 10 game unbeaten streak as well, as according to Razor of Orient. I haven't double checked that, but I'm sure he's right. And yeah, Roma just
Hmm.
lost Bologna as well just now, 1-0, 1-0 Svanberg scoring against them. So they're just
Really?
very, very inconsistent. So I'm not scared of Roma in any shape.
Yeah, they're up and down. No, but then again, remember, who's the hell? Like, listen, out of the 38 matches, if he shits 36 of them, two of them against Inter, he's gonna have his squad prepared emotionally and tactically. Emphasis on emotionally. He's gonna bring up some story about Inter and stuff like that, us against the world, and they will be spitting fire. So I expect them. I don't whatever. I haven't seen the replay of their match against Bologna, so I don't know how they
Mhm.
lost or why they lost. But whatever the reason is, I'm sure that it's not gonna happen against us. We're gonna have to work for that, for those 3 points if we want them. And where is it?
Yeah.
Is it at a home match or we're going to Rome?
I believe it's away match, isn't it? Let me see. Believe so. Into fixtures. Yeah, away match on Saturday.
Mm. And and the Olympico. I mean, I don't know. I mean, but then again, we're champions, man. We're contenders, so all that shit doesn't matter. We have to go in there and show our personality.
Exactly, bro. Yeah, I think that's the point that we've talked about in the past. Like with Dumfries, it seems to be that the teammates don't quite trust him still. Like there's a few times where he's kind of open in open space and they still
Hmm.
like not trusting him, and see people notice that. So I think that's just kind
Yeah.
of it. Like I think until he starts putting in like good crosses, good numbers, or the good assists, I think the
Hmm.
teammates are still not quite trusting him as an outball.
Hmm.
Do you agree?
I I think what I'm seeing is like I mean it's justifiable as well because remember what we just mentioned is like like some brothers. Okay, okay. But what we're noticing is that when he does get the ball, is like that's where the attack goes to die pretty much on that right side, on that right wing back position when they're building it up, and it gets to him and he doesn't even look forward. He just looks back and you see he's frustrated and he's cuts back and we have to start over. I guess that's why the his teammates are bypassing him. They're trying to get to the goal and they know that this guy is not well, especially from his pattern that he's showing. This guy is not trying to attack or he's not taking the risk or whatnot. Even Darmian, we saw Darmian trying 1-2s all the time and cutting in and stuff. Darmian playing like he's a world class player, and and we are gonna miss him. I believe we are gonna miss him because they're saying he's out to 2022, so that's not good.
Yeah, and that's why it just you gotta put your eggs in the basket, in the Dumfries basket. No brick freeze from me today. I'm not gonna call him brick freeze today, but it does look like sometimes he's his mind is quicker than his feet, or like his pace
Yeah,
is there, but it's just that he hasn't got the ball ability in the short spaces to kind of manipulate the ball. We got
yeah,
Anthony Priv in the house as well. I'm sure he's done his own post-match reaction. So make sure you guys check him out on Inter Worldwide. Routine 3 points, as he says. Everyone played their role
absolutely,
today. Zaghi has had a run to be commended. Forza Inter, big up Dave, of course. Big up Dave.
my boy.
Yeah, yeah. People are happy for Dumfries and Gags. Yeah, me too, man. I like when these guys, like people that are looking for some redemption, get some redemption. And yeah, as Tommy says, Dumfries picking it up. His link up his link up definitely needs work. They're not in sync, but I think that will come. That will come with time. And yeah, as I say, I've been saying with like all the players, it's gonna come getting more, regular minutes, regular starts. That's the only way he's gonna build up that chemistry
Hmm.
with the guys. So
And I
yeah,
and I also wonder if it's a matter of confidence for him as well. You could think that the guy knows that the position is not guaranteed and that the slightest mistake is going to relegate him to the bench. Because after the mistake versus Juve, the guy didn't see the pitch for what, 3 matches, 2 matches. So
exactly.
all that is in his mind, and that's why he's not taking the risk. I don't know what it's going to take, but let's give him time because I was reading an article. They're saying that they're doing one-on-one sessions with him.
Yeah,
He's having tactical lessons and stuff like that. So he is a project that they're working on, and let's not mention the language situation as well. So maybe, hopefully, by mid-season, he could become like a new signing. You know what they like to say in Italy.
yeah, they love that in Italy. But yeah, people need to realize with the Dumfries, he's not had the typical kind of football education. The guy was kind of a late bloomer. He
Hmm.
hasn't had the kind of the tactical and the background, the youth team bring up. Like the guy played for the Aruba national team when he was younger. Then he switched over to the Netherlands. He was picked up as a
Hmm.
professional, like quite late on. I think by he was 18, 19, which is quite late for someone to be becoming a
Hmm.
professional. So that's why he's
At
got
that
a little
level,
bit of
yeah.
catching up to do when it comes to those things. So people need to give
Hmm.
you need to give Denzel some time, man. And do you know anyone that has a Gagliardini jersey? By the way, I don't know. I think Nick Knox might be the only guy that I know has a Gagliardini jersey.
I don't know any, but I've seen some on Twitter, so they exist. Like they do exist. They do sell them.
And yeah, they get like 2 games a season to like kind of rep them proudly. So this is one of
Mhm.
them, Nick Knox. This is one of those 2 games a season where you get to rep that shirt proudly.
We're gonna need him against Genoa.
Definitely, yeah. Genoa, that's a guarantee. We got Lord Figo in the house as well, saying Big Boss Dave, what's up? Um, and yeah, I
My
mean,
boy
Chris, as
Lord
we know,
Figo.
the corner taking, man, this season is just like it's almost like having a penalty at times with the Di Marco, Hakan, even Brozovic is pretty decent. Like, yeah, imagine if we had
Hmm.
Ericsson too. Like, it's
Yeah.
again today we probably should have had a couple of goals from corners. Yeah, Perisic had a free header, Gagliardini, as you said, Skriniar had one. Like,
Hmm.
we're just
Hmm.
absolutely like a cheat code when it comes to set pieces and
Yeah,
corners,
yeah.
right?
No, it's a good feeling now, especially from watching the team for a fair amount this season. This is what the 15th game.
Hmm.
You could tell like when you get a corner, even when you get a little free kick around the box, you could tell like, okay, there's gonna be a dangerous ball coming in. It's a matter of whether we could get to it or whether we do something with it. It's not something like, okay, we see Brozovic and Perisic standing over it.
Yeah.
Perisic trying to decide whether they should take it with the left or the right and stuff like that. So it used to be a shit show, man. Whenever we had free kicks, but now it's looking
Yeah.
like something serious.
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm waiting for Hakan to bury his first kind of direct free kick as well. That would be nice to see because that's another thing that the Milan fans make fun of him for. So it would be nice for him to score one of those, so I can repost it on Twitter and you know
Oh
do the
yeah,
propaganda.
I'll be right there with you. You know it, man.
Lothar Gagliardini, I like that one. He literally is Lothar Matthäus
Hmm.
against these
Hmm.
lower end
Hmm.
teams. Hey, someone's saying I'm styled like Ibra today. I'm not sure about that one. What do you think?
Hey, you kind of do look like Ibra, man. I see you've been in the news talking about Lukaku and Materazzi and all that stuff. You're always trying to get attention, man. Every time you're not playing well and people stop forgetting about you, you do
Mhm.
something to get attention. Shame on you.
Yeah, man, that guy is just attention whore, man. What we can say? Apparently, he just scored though. Apparently, he scored another free kick according to Gerald. Was he always a good for free kicks? I mean, he's always just powered the free kicks. I wouldn't say if. I mean, the Roma
Hmm.
one that was on Rui Patricio. I mean, it was a good shot, but Rui Patricio on his near post should have saved that one.
Yeah,
So I don't
yeah,
know.
he misread that. Because I think he
Uh,
tried the same thing against us, and Andanovic cleared it, right? Like the same exact routine.
yeah, yeah.
But no, I mean he's never been a free kick taker per se, but yeah, just a guy with his talent, with his ability to strike a ball. He's always gonna score some free kicks.
Yeah, apparently your boy Christian Rivas has a Shaqiri jersey. That's another rare Inter jersey that could be a collector's item.
Hmm. Hmm. I have a couple. I have a, believe it or not, I have a Condopia. Um, I have a Jovetic and a Yajic. So those are like
Hey,
banter jerseys, man.
nah, man, Ljajic is a baller, man. I like that one. Jovetic, Ljajic, these Balkan ballers. They would have fit in nicely now with all this Balkan Inter.
For
They would have been
sure,
fitting.
for sure, for sure. I was having a whole propaganda of trying to have Icardi out of the club because he was not fitting with them. I remember that.
Exactly, bro. Now we're thriving.
Hey.
Oh yeah, there was one question I wanted to answer because I'm sure you saw that video going around of Piero Ausilio getting pranked by the Le Iene show in Italy.
Hmm.
So, if you guys haven't seen it, make sure you check out either whoever reposted it on Twitter. If you go on that Alessandro account on Twitter, he's the one who posted it, or Perisnich, I think, retweeted it. But um,
Hmm.
Piero Zilio got pranked is like kind of this punked type of show in Italy where they prank footballers and famous people. And Piero Zilio's daughter was like locked up in a football like cage, like a five-a-side or like an indoor football. And it
Hmm.
was Inter fans, like actors that were acting like Inter fans, telling Ausilio to like why did you sell Lukaku? Why did you sell Hakimi? All this kind of stuff and getting him angry. And Ausilio was even like squaring up to guys and like trying to beat him up, obviously
Hmm.
because it's his daughter. And we saw
Of
a
course,
different side to Ausilio that we didn't know he had. I mean,
absolutely.
yeah, and I think that's
I
what the
mean,
context is that Indrahari is asking about Chinzello. I think I don't know because I have not heard of the area, but I'm guessing what he's saying is at one point he says, "Don't you know that I'm from this area right here?" So I'm guessing he means that maybe it's a
yeah,
rough
don't fuck
area
with
where
me.
they don't
Yeah,
mess
yeah, yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's crazy. I saw it, and at first I'm like, man, that's crazy. Just literally playing with somebody's daughter like that. But I mean, apparently it's something that they do all the time. They make pranks like that all the time. More power to them. But yeah, the guy showed the protective side, man. He at some point he put his hand on the guy, and I'm like, yo, look at this guy looking like a mobster boss, man. Hey, he had his phone too. I don't know what he was trying to do. He was ready to make some phone calls, man. Like, hey, listen, man, let's come handle this real quick. I mean,
Yeah, man. So I just wanted to cover that one quickly because it was a funny little occurrence over the last couple of days. And yeah, a quick shout out to Handanovic. He didn't have really too much to do, but when he had to do it, he was there. And the first half, that corner right at the end of the first half,
hmm
good save, good reaction save, wasn't it, Dave?
Yeah, no, absolutely. That reaction save, that's one of those that we probably would have shut up if he conceded it, because we our expectations for him has been so low. But he kind of turned back the clock and he got low very quickly.
Hmm.
Uh, personally, I didn't see it. That was a very good save, and he made another good save and another couple of good save in the second half as well. Out of nowhere. So the fact that he's able to switch it on, even if he hasn't had much to do in the match, that's a good thing. I just hope that he could maintain that form until we could finish the season and we could usher in Onana, because we were discussing it last week on our podcast. Shout out to Risto and Mikey, by the way. We're discussing it that he may be, well, whether he was ruining his legacy or not. And I feel like if he can maintain that form and he's not making so many errors that cost us points and that we could directly point to say this is why we lost the match or why we drew the match, I think he should be fine, even if we all know that he's past it right now.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And you just shouted out the Brothers of the World podcast there. So make sure you guys check that out because Dave appears on there quite regularly. I would say that you're a member of the podcast now, right? Surely.
Yeah, man. I guess I am, because I'm in there every day now with the boys, and the boys have been very welcoming to me, and they let me participate. So yeah, I guess I can go ahead and say I'm a member.
Yeah, exactly. He said these are my ends. Yeah, exactly. If you want to use like UK slang, it's
100,
like, yo,
100%.
these are my ends, bruv. Yeah, he didn't say they promised me everything when they talked about Suning. He said you don't know what they've
Oh,
promised me when they talked about Lukaku. Um,
I heard that as well.
yeah. Oh yeah, ever since well, I don't know about that. I think there was some moments after that dog comment where Handanovic did have a
Mhm.
few stinkers here and there. But yeah, in general, since that comments about being, dogs that are barking and all that kind of stuff, he has in
Yeah,
general performed better.
yeah, yeah. He's been decent. I guess I could say, but yeah, nobody liked that comment. Me personally, like, you have to show humility, man. Especially if you're a captain of a club like Inter. Like, you have to be able to know that, okay, I'm past it. I've made some mistakes or whatever, but hey, we'll be okay. We're working to get better. But the
Yeah.
fact that he felt like it was above him, people were below him to be making comments and stuff like that. I didn't really, it left a sour taste in my mouth. But hey,
Yeah.
listen, just all the news about Onana keeps coming in, so I'm not even worried about Ananovich too much. I'm just waiting for us to just get there safely, hopefully, and then we could make a safe transition, and then we could start reminiscing about all his great saves, about the game where he played with the hat and he was making all those crazy saves in the sun.
Yeah.
Like, we can make all those compilations. I'm sure that's what fans will remember him for, and not what's going on right now, the version of him that we're seeing.
No,
It
no,
just has to be a
definitely,
good
bro.
ending, though.
Yeah, yeah, he's definitely going down as, a modern legend for Inter in like modern times for sure. I don't know about if he's like going to be an old timer, but he's definitely one of the, this kind of decade for sure. Like he's the guy for sure. Yeah, Steffers, if you missed it at the beginning, we touched on Correa. Well, I don't think he was bad. I saw your comment earlier. I don't think he was bad today. He had those two moments of kind of individual brilliance where he almost scored. Maybe he
Mhm.
wasn't that great throughout the match, but I thought he was decent. I don't think he was bad today.
Yeah.
One thing I want to touch upon, Dave,
Mhm.
Skriniar in the middle today of the three is something I've wanted to see for a long, long time. I'm not sure if you're on the same kind of train as well. Obviously, it was
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, absolutely.
Bastoni had gastro something wrong with his tummy, like I don't know, diarrhea or whatever, something going on with
Uh-huh.
him. maybe he ate something out of date. But so Bastoni had to drop out last minute. Skriniar in the middle of between Di Marco and D'Ambrosio, and I thought he was pretty good. I mean, there was not much for him to do really, but probably not the
Hmm.
best match to judge him on. But I think he could do really well in that role.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's a guy that I mean, I'm not sure if he still does. Well, I haven't seen him do it, but he used to play regularly as a central midfielder in his national team. So he has what it takes to really play with the ball and all of that as an anchor in your back three. So that's a guy that I'll say that we're lucky we have three guys that are very good with the ball at their feet, and that's why we see that they're pretty much interchangeable in that role. All you need is pretty much not to be too clumsy with the ball and to have
Mhm.
the patience and the cold bloodedness to not panic when you do get the ball in that situation. And they've been good. Today was not a good match to really judge it, as you mentioned, because we didn't have much to do at all. That is crazy. I mean, the changes that they created, it didn't come from their build up or whatever. It just out of nowhere, from what I remember. And then they had that corner as well. But it's just my long-winded way to say, man, I'm not surprised because that's a guy that plays as a midfielder. So we know that he has the ability,
Yeah.
and it's good to see. It's good to see that, like, you know what, next time we have a big injury and we have to make a change, we could plug in one of the three guys and we'll be okay. You know,
Yeah, no, exactly,
Ni-
bro. And yeah, Bastoni should
Nico
be all
always trying
right.
to steal my jerseys.
Yeah, yeah, bro. It's a clean jersey. I need to get that one. I might get that one with Ericsson at the back, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if he's to leave, man, we gotta have something to commemorate him.
Exactly. Yeah, I think Bastoni should be all right against Roma. It's literally just like a stomach bug, so he should be back for
Yeah.
the Roma match without any issues, for
Mm.
sure. Um, and Abraham apparently is out against Inter because I think he got a yellow card today, and he's got accumulation of yellow cards. So Tammy's out for against Inter too. So yeah, things are starting
That's
to look
good.
good for that.
That's good for us. No Pellegrini, no Tommy. I mean, that's an advantage we have.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for that shout for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Badr. And I think a couple of people as well pointed it out earlier. And yeah, I saw you tweeting about this as well before, bro. In terms of the Vry, and I've
Mm.
always said he's probably the expendable one out of the three. If the right offer comes along, and if Mino, we know Mino is his agent. If he's asking for too much money, and his advancing age is the oldest out of the three, 29, 30 years old.
Hmm.
Yeah, I could see Skriniar slot into that long term. Then you could bring in someone else to play the right centre back spot, or unless you want to keep Skriniar there and bring Bremer or Ginter, one of these guys. What do you think about that situation?
No, absolutely. Especially it looks like Ginter is getting closer and closer. There are more and more people reporting it. Um, Seeing Bastoni there thriving, seeing Skriniar there thriving, I guess that could give not only Inzaghi but also the management confidence if Conte does come calling for the ride,
Mhm.
that he would want a guy that knows his system and that could help teach it on the pitch. And who better than the guy that anchored it on defense? So if the price is right, man, I say we cash in on it, not because I want to sell the ride, but the only reason why I would even consider it is if we're trying to collect cash to go make a bid for Vlahovic, because
Yeah,
they're saying that he has next year he's gonna have 1 year left on his contract, and he's made it clear that he doesn't want to renew. Let's hope that he doesn't get wooed by the PL, and he's one of those guys that decides he wants to stay in Italy or something. Juve don't look like they're going to make it to the Champions League, which is the big blow. So
hmm
why not, man? Why not? If the guy wants to leave and we could muster up 40, 50, 50K, I mean 50 million to offer, why not? And it's a lot of what ifs, a lot of wishful thinking, fingers crossed, toes crossed. But that's the only reason why I would want to sell the right, just to collect some cash for a bid for Vlahovic, because that guy's amazing, man.
Yeah, I
He's
know you've been running
he's
that propaganda for Vlahovic like me. I've been on the Vlahovic train
oh,
for a long,
a
long
long
time.
time,
Yeah,
man. Long
yeah.
time, bro.
And yeah, apparently Karsdorp is out too for Roma, so this is mounting up for Mourinho the
Oh,
issue. So yeah, I mean, if it's
oh, you
gonna
know,
be if it's gonna be Ryan Reynolds, is it? Wait, no, it's not Ryan
oh,
Reynolds. This guy's tricking me. It's Brian Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is the
Brian
actor.
Reynolds. Well, if we get a result, he's gonna be moaning in the press conference about the players that he had available to him. So I hope it does get to that.
Yeah, man, definitely. Yeah, Dave is great. Dave is great, and yeah, it'd be good to get Dave on the channel definitely more often. We got him on in the summer. Remember talking? Actually, yeah, Dave, let's do another video like we did in the summer. Remember the loan watch
Hmm.
video where we talked about the guys out on loan?
Yeah,
Let's do one next month and talk about the guys out on loan that for us this season. The Espositos, the
yeah, man.
you know,
Let's do it. Let's do it.
yeah.
It's always a pleasure, man. Just hit me up whenever, and I'll make the time, and we'll make it happen. And thank you, man. Thank you for the comment. I really appreciate the love, guys.
Yeah, yeah, we know Zio Rocco is gonna ask the moon for Vlahovic. But at the end of the day, without the contract leverage, and
Hmm.
if he pushes through a move, and if we get agree on his wages, and
Yeah,
if we actually have money in some, most importantly, there's not
yeah.
much Rocco can do.
There's one thing about Inter, well, not Inter, about Serie A in general that I've noticed, and thank God we have Morota, who is the best at it.
Yeah,
I see there's a lot of quote unquote what we would call in American sports tempering. He's always talking to players' agents and
yeah,
stuff like that. So let's hope that there's some backroom things going on, because he did it with Dumfries in the summer, where it was Everton had their cash ready to buy him, but he was like, no, I want to go to Inter. I want to go to Inter. That's because he had already spoken to Mino and stuff like that. So if he could work something out and have an offer ready. There was somebody reporting it. I'm not sure if it's a reputable source. I did retweet it as well. There's somebody reporting that we are preparing an offer for him for his salary. So I hope that we are working towards it, man. Let's hope Morota can do something where he agrees to an agreement with him for his wage, and then they agree that, what, I'm gonna go to Rocco and tell Rocco, yo, listen, you gotta take Inter's offer. I feel like 50 or 40 is reasonable, especially if I have 1 year left on my contract. It's either that or you lose me for free.
yeah.
I mean, it feels bad for the small teams, but big teams do it all the time. And the fact that we have the best guy in the business to do it, that's something that we definitely got to take advantage of.
Definitely, bro. Definitely the best in the business, and he's signing a new contract as well. He's pretty much confirmed that
Yeah,
him,
man. Yeah,
Auxilio,
yeah,
Bachin,
man.
like the whole directors until 2023 or 24. So yeah, we're very stable when it comes to that. Tommy says Mourinho is finished. He's not scared of Roma at all. Let's not go that far. Let's not underestimate,
Yeah,
Roma too much. As Gerald says, let's not our ego be our downfall.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I'm giving him full respect, and not um not so much for the squad, but for the emotional aspect. I know that Mourinho, he knows how to push that button. He's definitely gonna push that button. And they're gonna have their fans at their back, and they're gonna be motivated by the managers to try to win it for him, because I'm
Mhm.
sure he's gonna tell them this match means the world for him and stuff, and that's an extra advantage that they're gonna have. So yeah, I give him full respect. It's gonna be a tough match, but that's not an excuse not to go and win. I want to go ahead and beat them.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, one player we didn't talk about. Paul, we talked about his penalty.
Hmm.
How did you feel about Lautaro's performance in general? He got. Oh, did he get given the assist for that? I felt like I didn't see whether he got the touch. I thought it was D'Ambrosio who got the touch to Gagliardini. I didn't see if Lautaro. But yeah, anyway, one
Hmm.
goal, one assist. Apparently, what did you feel of Lautaro's performance?
Yeah, I'll check the stats, but yeah, that should be an assist for him, because I thought I saw it on the replay that he did get the
Oh,
touch,
okay.
and that was crucial. But it was a good performance, man. I feel like he plays with more joy when he's playing with Correa for some reason, and
Yeah,
and they're playing side by side. It wasn't a breathtaking performance by any stretch of the imagination. You saw him like win back balls and press a normal Lautaro performance, but he got his goal at the end, which is good for his confidence and for the stats. So yeah, I'll give him a good 7 out of 10 for his performance, man. I'm not gonna be on his back for because he did have a couple mess ups like always, but
yeah.
other than that, we're watching him grow. That's a guy that he's been declaring his love to the fans the past month or so. So I'm right now. That's a guy that I can he can do no wrong for me right now. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, no, I think it was a good performance overall from Lautaro. He's like Correa as well. He's like a high volume player. Like he's gonna have lots of shots. He's gonna give the ball away a lot as well. But he's just
Mhm.
gonna keep going, keep harassing. His pressing today was really good.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, as you said, I think him and Correa. are definitely the best partnership, like in terms of chemistry that we have. We've seen like Lautaro and Dzeko definitely our two best strikers, but
Hmm.
I don't see that chemistry between them yet. Whereas
It's
with
not fluid,
Lautaro and
yeah.
Correa, I see like even with the pressing off the ball, I feel like they understand each other a little bit more about where the other person is and where to go. Whereas I
100%.
haven't seen that with the Dzeko. Um, and yeah, one other thing I wanted to talk about quickly was
Hmm.
Inzaghi's kind of game management or like player management. We saw at the end like Brozovic got like a 3 minute rest, and then Vecino and Vidal came on for like 5 minutes. Perisic
Yeah,
didn't get any rest. Like I feel like we could have rotated the squad a little bit better when we were 2-0
yeah,
up.
yeah. I mean, it's. I guess he's still being too cautious, and that's something that Lazio fans, sorry, they've complained about. Sometimes he lacks the courage to make the rotations from the get go, and sometimes he lacks the courage to make the subs even when he has a match already won. He knows that right now, like it's his first time getting the drive of Ferrari, so he's not trying to make he's trying to make any mistakes. That's what it is. Um, I feel like yeah, after we got up to 2-0 and still Spezia were not offering anything going forward, we could tell that that game was in the bag. It looked more likely that we were going to score a third that it looked like they were going to score. At that
Mhm.
point, when he brought in Sensi, I thought that he was going to take off Brozovic, and who did he take off? I think he took off Hakan, which was fine as well. But I feel like the substitutions could have been done earlier. He could have given Brozovic at least 15 minutes, taking him off at the 75th and stuff like that. And I don't see why Zeko had to come on. He could have brought on Sanchez for Lautaro and let Correa get the 90 minutes, because that's not a guy that's gonna play that much. Get Correa, get that finish 90 minutes with Sanchez. I don't, maybe for some stat padding reasons, I wouldn't have put Zeko in. Who else? Perisic, that's understandable because his sub is usually either Darmian or DeMarco or D'Ambrosio. So
Yeah,
he pretty much, it was always guaranteed that Perisic was going to play the 90 minutes unless he trusted one of the kids to throw in there. So that I understand. But yeah, I feel like Zeko, there was no reason for him to bring him in. And Correa, I mean not Correa, Brozovic, he should have taken him off much much earlier. But other than that, I do understand why he's doing it. We're still not there yet. We're still trying to catch up. You know, if we were had an advantage or whatever, then okay, like I'd push more for resting. We're still behind the ball, so we have to be pedal to the metal. So I get it.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, just like sometimes I feel like I know we don't really have apart from Barella. I mean, I'm happy that finally Barella got full 90 minutes rest. That's
Hmm.
something I'm happy about. But apart
That's
from
very
Barella, there's
important.
no real Vice Brozovic in there. But I feel like you could, put a Vidal or Gagliardini there just to do the job. Like sometimes,
No, for sure. And a team like that, especially after you've scored two goals, you don't need a conductor. You could throw in all your steals, all your steal in the midfield, and just to make sure that you break up whatever they try to create or whatever you make simple passes. You could have thrown Vecino, Gagliardini, Vidal in there, or whatever. But he chose not to, and we see that Brozovic is a guy that he's inhuman when it comes to his fitness. So
yeah,
I guess, and they have science, they have science, they have technology to pretty much almost objectively tell how tired those guys are and how fast they recover. So I guess based on that, they know what they're doing. So let's just hope that nobody gets injured, because everybody's been picking up little muscle injuries left and right, and
yeah.
that's what I was scared when I heard that Bastoni got injured, and I hope that Renault and Darwin are the only ones that pick up, because a lot of teams are picking up little muscle injuries left and right out of nowhere, because the players are tired.
Yeah, bro. Like playing every 3 days plus the international, like it's just too
It's
much for these
crazy.
guys. Yeah. And it's just like I saw what happened with under Conte. Brozovic was especially the first season. I remember Conte kind of almost like squeezed every bit out of Brozovic. And then like I remember there was a period. I think it was like December, January. The guy was just completely done. So that is more about. I'm trying to think. I'm not thinking about right now. I'm sure he'll be fine for the Roma match, but I'm just trying to think like after the
Going
Roma match,
for the
Real
second half of the
Madrid,
season, yeah.
he's definitely going to start every single game after that because they're big matches. So it's like I'm just trying to think about forward, like getting these rests in between, trying to be a little bit more strategic with some of these matches.
Hmm. No, I
And
agree. I agree. But hopefully, well, we haven't been rumored or linked to anybody as far as the midfielder goes. I would say hopefully we bring somebody in the winter window, but it's no rumors linking us to any type of midfielder right now. But Inzaghi did address it because I guess they asked him about it. He did say that Brozovic is one of those guys that is unusual when it comes to his fitness, and that he'll be fine. That he will find a time to rest him.
yeah,
So I'm guessing it's probably gonna be Salernitana. Probably not gonna start him versus
yeah,
Salernitana.
maybe. Yeah,
Yeah,
if, as Future Hendrik says here, if he breathes, he plays. Basically, yeah. uh,
100%.
But yeah, even today there was a couple of sloppy passes from Brozovic as well. So I felt like I was seeing a little bit of a drop off already
Uh-huh.
from Brozovic. But yeah, so it's all good. It's all good. Hey, I know you're another guy that you're on the same train as me. Well, I don't know if I'm on that train anymore. I said I'm only gonna get on that train again if he gives me at least like 6 or 7 matches in a row without getting injured. But Stefano Sensi sighting today. Once
Mm.
again, looking good. Technically, we know the guy is like
Yeah, yeah.
amazing. He looked nice today. What did you make of it? And what's your criteria for jumping on the Stefano Sensi train?
I mean, let me clarify. I'm not quite on the train, man, because I've been disappointed a couple times, so I learned my lesson. I'm kind of
Yeah.
like watching him from distance right now, trying to see how he's doing. I'm not fully involved in it. I'm not fully I'm not fully into it, so he can't hurt me. But I'm watching, man. He looked good. The thing is that he's been fit for over a month now, but like it's just not, he had the same issue with Conte last season where he was pretty much fit for a good amount of time and not injured, but he was not in even substitution appearances. And we kind of found out that the reason was because Conte felt like he was up to the fitness level that he was requiring. I'm not sure if that's the case for Inzaghi because Inzaghi is supposedly less strict when it comes to that. But
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I want to see him play more. Of course, we could protect him and not start him, but that's a guy that we could bring in last minute, well, towards the last minutes, and bring in a whole different aspect, a whole different dimension to our team. Offensively, and he could still do the work defensively.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But do you, I don't know what the guy, man. As you said, like it's just we've been burned in the past. So I'm the same. I'm just like I'm just
Yeah.
watching from a distance and seeing what
Mhm.
he does. But at some point, surely, like someone has to understand what's wrong with this guy physically. If it's like as Bruno says, it
Yeah.
maybe the pasta diet. Maybe he needs to move on to something. I don't know, some
Yeah.
sort of carnivore diet. And I remember,
Honestly, I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. Honestly,
yeah,
I used to wonder the same thing, and the fact that it didn't happen second year under Conte, it tells me that certain guys like your body just cannot withstand it. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure they tried something with him because there were reports that he was flying to Germany to see different specialists and stuff like that. I'm sure they
mhm,
switched his diet, they put him on different lifting schedules and stuff like that, try to build different types of muscles to try to keep him fit. If it's still not working, then maybe his body is just not withstanding the
yeah.
the rigors of being a professional footballer, and there's probably nothing you could do about it.
Yeah, I
But I
mean, the
guess
best in the
now,
business. If we had the best in the business with Pintus last 2 years, and he couldn't save him, so clearly,
100%.
and
If
oh yeah,
anything, Pentus was the one breaking them.
probably, yeah, probably. And I compared him in my pre-match to the guy who just retired yesterday, Ricky Alvarez. Remember Ricky? He used to be kind of a similar player, like very injury prone, like him. So yeah,
Yep,
as you
yep,
said, just
yep.
some body types are just not made for it. And he's retired at 33, and I'm guessing it's. I haven't looked into it, but I'm guessing if I look into
It's
it, it
probably his
probably is.
injury.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, the one quick before we go, Raspadori apparently, according to Massimo, is looking dangerous against Napoli. What's your thoughts on Raspadori? If you believe some
Hmm.
sources on the Inter Twitter, Eddie, he believes Raspadori is pretty much going to be an Inter player by the end of or the start of next season. What do you feel about the Raspadori?
Yeah, I'm actually watching the match as well. That's why I keep looking to the side.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I rate him, man. is one of the players from the first time I saw him last year. Is like something jumped out to me. I don't remember what match I was watching him. He just
Mhm.
knows how to play the game. I would welcome him, but it does also seem like we are opting to go for that Argentinian kid instead, Alvarez, which I wouldn't mind either from what I've seen on YouTube. But Raspadori, I definitely rate him, man. He's a good little technical striker. Reminds me a little bit of Toto Di Natale.
Yeah, yeah,
He does everything, man, and he has, believe it or not, he has a good, I guess, a sense of timing because he jumps and wins balls in the air as well for his small stature. And of course, he wasn't Interisti. He grew up in Interisti, so stuff like that it seems to really matter to us. We always go and sign guys like that. So I would welcome him, man. But let's see. I don't know if it's happening or not. But
yeah.
I rate him, and if it happened, I would not be any crying at all, at all.
Yeah, and he's got like chunky. He's yeah, as you said, for his size, he's good. He's quite strong. He's got very chunky legs. He's kind of got that kind of
Hmm.
Aguero type of a physique.
Yeah, the low center of gravity. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, maybe Italian tax is true, but I don't know about how
Hmm.
Alvarez being 20 million because the guy is like top scorer in Copa Libertadores, all that kind of stuff. I'm sure River Plate
Yeah.
gonna charge a lot more than 20 million. But yeah, if
I think
Alvarez is
that's the
available for
clause.
20 million, you go for Alvarez. You don't go for Raspadori. But I'm sure he's gonna
Mm.
be at least 30 million Alvarez.
I think that's the clause that they have for him. The clause is 20 million, but there's always complications, especially when a player is highly touted after like that.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
gonna have to be some stuff done under the table to pat some hands and make sure that he gets pushed in our direction. So
Yeah.
it's gonna cost us more than 20 million.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's probably going to be a bidding war then, isn't it? But I don't. It's I always tell people on this channel though. Like I know Chris here, he's very positive about what Suning can do and all this kind of stuff. But I've always been pretty not negative, but pretty realistic on this channel, telling people that this summer I was preparing people for some pain, and I wasn't expecting this much pain, but I was expecting, and again, this I don't want the people to expect too much from this summer. So we'll talk about these
Yeah,
players for sure because that's what we like to do. We like to talk about the potential and these kind of stuff, but I don't want to
yeah.
burn people and have unrealistic expectations on what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely temper my expectations for sure. That's why, like, the reason why I even dare to speak about Vlahovic is because I'm willing to sacrifice the right. You understand?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
not like I'm sitting there like, yo, we're gonna improve the team, we're gonna get this player and that player. The only way I'll even allow myself to dream about a high level player that we're not gonna get because he's expiring on his contract or something like that is automatically knowing that we're gonna have to sacrifice somebody on the squad.
yeah, yeah. And of course, we've got that. Is when it comes to Alvarez, the Argentinian connection anyway. Zanetti, Lautaro now, Correa. I'm sure
Hmm.
we can pull some strings. Diego Milito's done some
100%.
favors for us in the past, so we
For
know
sure.
when it comes to
Cambiaso.
Argentinians, we're good.
No, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. As Tommy says, hoping the financial restrictions on Suning will be eased. So yeah, it all depends. It depends a lot on what happens in China, which Suning have no
Yeah,
control over.
yeah. There have been rumblings of that as well. Well, I guess that they're hoping that the restrictions will be lifted soon.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I would, of course, I wouldn't expect that to mean that they would come right back to spending at the clip that they were spending, buying Lukaku, buying Barella, stuff like that. But at least that would mean that okay, we're not gonna be selling our top guys, and maybe we could spend a 20 or 25 on a player here and there. You know.
yeah. And yeah, Suning in general are struggling anyway. So people, yeah, like need to remember that they themselves are struggling. So Inter's not
That
their
is true.
priority. But yeah, Dave, man, we've been here 59 minutes coming up to an hour point. It's been a great match review, man. It feels nice to be in this streak, and obviously, I'll do my Roma preview in the coming days. But thank you very much for joining me, man. Any closing comments? Anything you want to plug?
Oh no, man! Thanks for having me. Always, always, man. The pleasure's all mine. It's always a pleasure to get on with you because I'm a fan. I always follow your videos. I want to plug, my follow me on Twitter, Forza Inter Haiti. I'm always there talking crap and I tweet some good stuff from time to time as well. And follow Brothers of the World Pod, man. We're not professionals by any stretch of the imagination, but we're some fans like you, and we allow everybody to have an opinion, and we talk about concerns of the everyday Inter fan. So thank you, man.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Thank you for joining me. As you said, yeah, make sure you check him out on at Forza Inter Haiti on Twitter. Always good banter and good football knowledge as well. And yeah, thank you everyone that's joined in. 31 people here. Make sure you guys leave a thumbs up before you leave, man. It helps with the algorithm, helps other people find the channel and all that good stuff. Thank you everyone that commented. Thank you everyone that watched. And if you're watching this afterwards, make sure you leave a comment down below about anything that you found interesting or you disagree, maybe with me and Dave. And yeah, we'll see you for the next one, guys. Ciao, ragazzi. Forza Inter.